What's up, guys? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Popcast. I am DK Wrestler.
And I'm MD Shady.
And in today's podcast, it is an all Funko Soda edition of a Funko Popcast. And in this podcast, we are going to be talking about the second quarter of 2023 when it comes to Funko Soda reveals, whether it was announced by Funko themselves or other different retailers. But nonetheless, these range from April 5th to June 30th, the last day of quarter two of 2023. A decent amount to go through today. And then, of course, we will be doing a top 5 list of our favorite Funko Sodas from this quarter. Without further ado, let's kick off with April's reveals, which ranges from April 5th to April 20th. So starting off with April 5th, Funko had announced a Funko Soda figure of Kangsei Biak from Squid Game, which I know I butchered that name, with a Diamond Collection chase that is limited to 12,000 pieces. Then we have the last Ronin from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that's exclusive to previews with a comic style chase limited to 20,000 pieces. And then the Funko shop had announced their own exclusive of a 3-liter Silver Age All Might from My Hero Academia, which has a glow in the dark chase limited to 8,500 pieces. Then on April 10th, Gemini Collectibles had announced their own exclusive soda of Creature from the Black Lagoon, which has a metallic chase limited to 12,500 pieces. Then on April 12th, Funko had announced a soda of Bruno from Encanto, which is exclusive to the Funko shop and has a glow-in-the-dark chase limited to 5,000 pieces. Toby from Naruto, which has a glow-in-the-dark chase and exclusive to Chalice Collectibles, limited to 10,000 pieces. And then Tomer Shigaraki from My Hero Academia, which has an unmasked chase limited to 12,500 pieces. And then last but not least, Gabriel Iglesias had announced his own exclusive soda, with the chase being him holding the dogs, which is limited to 50,000 pieces. So kicking off with the Squid Game Funko Soda that I can't pronounce the name because it's in Korean. This is all right. I mean, it's to be expected to see more from this series since, I mean, the series did well on Netflix, but the Funko Pops, however, they were a little overproduced, but the Funko Soda is not too bad. The chase I felt could have been a little bit better because all it is Diamond Collection, which I don't really see the purpose of that. I can see the molding change to where I believe she is holding the bag of marbles to play that one game. And then we have the last Ronin from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is a pretty sweet Funko Soda. I mean, this was actually announced before the Funko Pop was announced, and the Pop was announced recently. And this looks really awesome with the outfit. He's got the signature like weapon in his hand. And then, of course, there is the katana sword, which is really cool. The facial expression is nice. And I do really enjoy the like comic book sketching chase where it's basically all white and you got the different sketches on there, which is really awesome. I do enjoy the way that chase looks. And then we have the 3-liter Silver Age All Might. And this is all right. I mean, at least with this All Might, they didn't take the exact same outfit that they used for the regular All Might soda that they previously did. However, I wish they would have done the posing differently, unlike this, considering that this is the exact same posing from the original All Might Funko Soda. Once again, the chase is glow in the dark, which is the same chase as you've seen with the original All Might. I wish they would have done something different, like maybe like weakened All Might as the chase, because just seeing a glow-in-the-dark specification just doesn't look that good. Then we have the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and this soda is not too bad. And I don't know how I feel about it being a metallic chase. I think it would have been kind of cool if it was a scented chase. It probably could have been a very horrible smelling Funko Soda, and I think that would have been really cool. Then we have Bruno from Encanto, and this is all right. I mean, it's to be expected. Bruno was kind of like the more popular character of Encanto, especially with the popularity of the We Don't Talk About Bruno song, and that's basically become a huge meme and saying nowadays. This is not too bad, and I do like the chase considering that he is holding the rat in his hands and his eyes glow like in the one scene. I can't exactly remember because I've only seen the movie once through. Then we have Toby from Naruto, and this is not too too bad. This soda is glow in the dark for the chase, but there is a slight different posing. I think his hand is out, looking like either he's holding a weapon or he's eating something. It kind of looks like sushi on a stick, but I highly doubt that's what it is. I mean, I'm sure the glow actually looks pretty decent as terms of the orange. I'm not sure how the red will look. Then we have Tomoe Shigaraki from My Hero Academia, and this is pretty sweet. I mean, it's kind of to be expected considering that there was the Entertainment Earth exclusive pop that was released last year where it was Tomoe Shigaraki and then the chase was him unmasked, I guess you can say, which is really cool. I mean, the detail of the hand, though, is pretty cool. I wish they would have switched the posing, though, instead of the exact same posing for the body, but nonetheless, it's still a cool common and chase. And then last but not least, we have ourselves Gabriel Iglesias, and this actually looks pretty cool. I actually kind of dig the Funko Soda a little bit better than the Funko Pops that they have done. It seems more like Gabriel Iglesias with the soda, and that also might be because of the fact that with Funko Sodas, you're able to add mouths to the characters, unlike the Funko Pops for the most part. So you do get to see some more comedy aspect as terms to facial expression with Gabriel Iglesias, and he's wearing the red shirt for the common. He's holding the microphone, and then it's pretty much a different molding for the chase, which is pretty sweet. It's got the I believe it's I'm not fluffy. I don't even remember. Or no, I'm not fat. I'm fluffy. That's how it is. The shirt, and he's holding the dogs like the second Funko Pop they ever made. So it was almost like, I think it was like the first Funko Pop and then the second Funko Pop in terms of the common and chase for the Funko Soda. And 50,000 pieces is a pretty big number for a Funko Soda figure. But nonetheless, it's still a pretty cool soda, whether you get the common or you get the chase.
Okay, starting out with, let's see if I can pronounce the name. Kangsei Byon? I don't know. Biak? I don't know. But anyways, the Squid Game soda. This is okay. Definitely not the greatest, and I can definitely see this being one of those sodas that definitely warms the shelves at, like, let's say GameStop. Then we have the last Ronin, and this is pretty dang sweet. I haven't read the book, but I do know of the character. It is Michelangelo, and I love how this looks with the two different weapons. He has the long blade as well as the size, so that's wicked. And then the chase is pretty sweet as well. I like the comic book stylization in black and white. I think that just makes a whole lot of sense. And then we have a 3-liter soda, and this is going to be kind of a topic that we will talk about a couple times on this podcast, is that now we are getting characters that are previously made in Funko Soda form as 3 liters. Is it a bad thing? No, because I think it makes sense, but I feel like it's just way too early. There's not that many 3-liter sodas made so far, and I feel like there's a lot of characters that still could be done before we start getting these double ups of some characters that previously have a Funko Soda. But this All Might's pretty cool, but I don't know. They could have done something different with it besides the glow in the dark, which they did with the normal soda. Then we have the creature from the Black Lagoon, and this is pretty cool looking. I'm not super big on the chase. I wish it would have been flocked or glow in the dark. I also don't mind DK's idea of having it be scented. I think that that would be very interesting. And then we have Bruno, and this is pretty sweet. I really enjoy the soda. I like the way that the sculpting looks, and I love the way that the chase has the glow-in-the-dark eyes, as well as giving us the rat in his hand, so it's a different posing, and you also get a specification change. I think that's great. And then we have Toby from Naruto, and this is pretty cool. I know my buddy Sean will probably want to get his hands on probably the common and the chase. Unfortunately, the chase just isn't that good with glow in the dark. I think that glow in the dark makes sense, but I wish that it could have been something else. Let's say some kind of different posing, or maybe even with the mask off. That could have been cool as well. But I'm pretty surprised to see this soda, and I think it's pretty cool overall. And then we have Tomoe Shigaraki, and this is pretty sweet. I mean, anything with him is pretty cool in Funko form. So it's cool to see it in soda form where you have basically the hands over the head. I think that that looks cool. And the chase makes sense to have it like unmasked. And then lastly, we have Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy. When we've said on the podcast that we were kind of done with seeing Gabriel Iglesias Funko Pops, we didn't mean we wanted to see Funko Sodas. I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm a huge fan of Fluffy. Love his content. I have one of the signed Pops. I just think this looks like a custom for some reason. It just does not really scream this is a Funko Soda to me. And yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of it. But I do think that the idea of the common and the chase, the way that there are, is done pretty well.
All right, so now we're going to look at May 2023's Funko Soda announcements, which range from only 2 days, May 4th and May 11th. So May 4th, we have two brand new Star Wars Funko Sodas that were announced. First off being Princess Leia, and the chase is holding the medal, in which that's limited to 15,000 pieces, while we also have Greedo, which has a metallic chase limited to 12,000 pieces. For May 11th, we have ourselves Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse Funko Sodas announced, and we have a total of, I believe, 8 announced here, which first off, we have ourselves common sodas of Spider-Punk with an unmasked chase, Spider-Man 2099 with an unmasked chase, The Spot with a glow-in-the-dark chase, Spider-Gwen with an unmasked chase, Spider-Man with a partially unmasked chase, Translucent Spider-Man with a Spider-Man chase that's exclusive to Amazon, a Miles Morales with the headphones chase exclusive to Target, and then Spider-Man India with an unmasked chase that's exclusive to Specialty Series. So kicking off with the Star Wars Funko Sodas, these are all right. I like the choices that they went with, like Princess Leia and Greedo. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the day that this was announced, we released a video where MD talked about Funko Sodas he wanted to see next in the Star Wars lineup. And I believe he did say Princess Leia. So for that to basically happen almost pretty much the exact same day, it's not exactly how I would have wanted Princess Leia in Funko Soda form, especially because it's from the exact same scene and it's just a slight mold change. I would have liked it to be Princess Leia from like 2 different episodes. Like, let's say you get your traditional outfit that you have seen in A New Hope as the common, and then maybe like Endor Princess Leia from Return of the Jedi as the chase. I think that would have been a little bit better. And then we have Greedo, which is pretty cool. I wasn't sure. I felt like maybe Greedo would be made into a soda, but I didn't think it was going to be made right now. Do I like the idea of it being a metallic chase? Maybe if it was just for the blaster, but I don't know. I don't want to go savage in saying the chase should have been him dead, but they could have done something a little bit different with Greedo, I felt. I just don't think metallic was the right route to go. And then we have ourselves the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Funko Sodas, which I will mention, and I didn't mention it. They're no piece count sodas. First off, we'll talk about Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Punk. These are pretty decent. Probably at some point will get Spider-Punk just because it looks cool in the soda form, and I'm not sure if I'm going to want to get the actual pop, although the pop does look cool. But I won't be getting it at retail. The only way I probably will get it is if I go to a toy show and someone has it in a bin for like $10 commons, then I think I would get it at that point, especially because you already know that most likely you're going to get the common when you buy it at retail. And I don't really care too much about the unmasked chase. And that's something I'm not really a fan of with these particular Funko Sodas here for Across the Spider-Verse, is that the majority of them are unmasked. And especially they didn't change the moldings of the posings or anything. It's just unmasked. I think if anything, the best Funko Soda figure out of all these is the Spot, and that's because it's a complete different mold change and specification when it comes to the common and the chase. With the Spot, he is holding, well, the Spot in his hand, the black dot, and then with the chase, you do have that kind of like, I'm going to call it a portal there in the background, and it glows in the dark. So at least they put a little bit of effort into that Funko Soda, while I felt like, example, with Spider-Gwen, if you were going to do an unmasked version, you should have just straight up did Gwen Stacy with her normal clothing as the chase instead of having Spider-Gwen the exact same outfit but just add a Gwen Stacy head. And then the Amazon exclusive has me a little iffy because what was really the point of making it translucent and then having the chase being regular Spider-Man when there's literally a regular Spider-Man Funko Soda right below there that you can just buy the common of that and be happy? I just don't think that really made sense. If anything, this should have been done as like a singular Funko Soda with a actual piece count released at a Comic-Con rather than a no piece count Funko Soda exclusive to Amazon, and it's just a common in a chase. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of that Amazon exclusive Spider-Man, but I do like the regular Spider-Man because even though, yes, it is unmasked to show Miles Morales, at least it's partially unmasked. So I think I kind of dig that, but at the same time, it's meh. And then the Target exclusive Miles Morales, all it is just headphones. I mean, I hate when Funko does these kinds of sodas where it's just the tiniest little change and it doesn't really affect the actual molding. And then the Spider-Man India is pretty cool. I like the design of that also. And then once again, it is an unmasked chase. Nothing really too different. And I know there's also a Scarlet Spider Funko Soda that was for this set. I believe a Walmart exclusive, but that wasn't announced here, so we can't talk about that. But regardless, this was kind of a lackluster set where I felt the chases should have been better. And of course, I feel like it should have been a piece count and not no piece count.
So we finally have a Princess Leia soda, and yeah, it's not exactly what we were expecting. I think that the common could have been the chase where she has the medal. And yeah, I just did not want to see this version of Princess Leia. I would have liked to see A New Hope, and yeah, maybe Endor, or there's other versions of Princess Leia. I'm sure I could think of at least 3 other ones that I'd have rather seen than this. So I don't know. I might end up skipping on this, which is unfortunate because I definitely did want to see a Princess Leia soda. I just did not want to see it like this. And then we have Greedo, and this is kind of lackluster. The Greedo soda looks good, but the chase, I feel like there's no reason why you'd have to buy more than one if, let's say, you get the common on your first go, because metallic, it looks okay, but I don't know. It just doesn't really give me any motivation to want to actually go for that chase. And I don't really know what else they could have done for Greedo to make it a cool chase. So that might have been Funko's thought behind it and said, you know what, let's just go with the metallic route. And then we have the abundance of Spider-Man sodas, and there's a couple really cool ones in here. Probably my top 3 favorite from this Spider-Man set is the Spider-Man 2099. I like that common. The chase is kind of meh. The Spider-Punk is really sweet as well. The common and the chase are both pretty cool. And then the Spot as well is great. I'm really loving how much stuff of the Spot we've been seeing for Funko. That's really, really cool. And I really want to know what that glow-in-the-dark chase looks like with the glow. So I might end up having to buy more than one of these if I do end up getting the common on my first go around. Besides that, the rest of the set is pretty boring to me. There's not a whole lot going on with it. The worst is got to be the Miles Morales, like DK said, where the chase is just the headphones. I feel like they could have threw the headphones on the common or used that chase as the common figure and then thought of something else to do for the chase, because that's just super lackluster. And then the Spider-Man India, that's pretty cool. I'm really liking how that soda looks. There's a lot of fine detail in there. But with this set, I feel like there's just a lot of chases that are just unmasked, and I don't know. It just doesn't do a lot for me when it comes to a chase.
All right, so now we're going to be looking at June 2023's Funko Soda announcements, which ranges right from the first day of June 1st to the last day of June 30th. So starting off with June 1st, Entertainment Earth had announced a previews exclusive soda of Agent Venom with an anti-venom chase that's limited to 17,500 pieces. Then June 2nd, Funko had announced Beach Mickey and Minnie Mouse sodas with blacklight chases, which both of them are exclusive to the Funko shop and were limited to 10,000 pieces. Then on June 6th, various retailers had announced a Hercules Funko Soda, which has a baby version of him as the chase, limited to 12,000 pieces. And then Stitch with Hula Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, which is limited to 15,000 pieces. Then on June 7th, various retailers announced Alien X from Ben 10 with a certain kind of chase. I'll get into how I don't really know what the chase is, limited to 8,000 pieces. Then on June 16th, Funko had announced a 3-liter soda of Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas, which has a glow-in-the-dark chase exclusive to the Funko shop, and it's limited to 15,000 pieces. And then Box Lunch had announced their own exclusive Funko soda of Isabella Madrigal from Encanto, which has a cactus chase limited to 12,000 pieces. Then on June 28th, various retailers had confirmed Funko sodas for the upcoming movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which now as I think about it, that movie actually might be out now. I can't exactly remember, or it's coming out in the next few weeks. I can't exactly remember, but these will also be no piece count sodas. But for the list we have here, we have Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, all having glow-in-the-dark chases. April O'Neil and Superfly, which will have metallic chases, and then an Amazon exclusive Bebop, which will also have a metallic chase. And then announced on that same day is the Funko Soda figure of Space Ghost, which is a part of the Funko Fun on the Run box, which is limited to 35,000 pieces and has a blue translucent chase. Then on June 29th, Hot Topic had announced their own exclusive Funko Soda of Gurr from Invader Zim, which has a mass chase limited to 13,000 pieces. And then last but not least, on June 30th, Funko had announced another Soda 6-pack, and it's involving Peter Pan, which features sodas of Captain Hook with a clock chase, Smee with a cup chase, TikTok with the glow-in-the-dark chase, Peter Pan with the shadow chase, Wendy with the Diamond Collection chase, and Tinkerbell with a red glow-in-the-dark chase, all, of course, being exclusive to the Funko Shop, limited to 12,000 pieces. So kicking off with the Anti-Venom, or Agent Venom, I should say, with the Anti-Venom chase. This isn't too bad. Once again, we had already seen, I believe it was a Pop-in-a-Box exclusive Funko Pop, where it was Anti-Venom and the 1 in 6 chase was Agent Venom and then Anti-Venom. I keep mixing it up. It's too close of names, but you get my drift. Anti-Venom is the chase. Agent Venom is the common. But nonetheless, it looks pretty cool in the Funko Soda form. Especially, I really like how the eyes pop out really nicely in the common, whereas with the chase, it just looks like one big eye. But nonetheless, they're both pretty solid. I'd be satisfied with either the common or the chase if I were to get one of these Funko Sodas. Then we have ourselves the Beach Mickey and Minnie Mouse sodas, and these look not too bad, and it's interesting that they went down the route of blacklight instead of making it, let's say, like flocked, or I don't know exactly what else they would do, but blacklight is interesting, and I do like the colorway of especially Mickey, where you have the blue, the yellow, and the pink/magenta just popping out really nicely with the green floaty in his hand. I think that looks really cool. The Minnie, however, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the orange as the main color instead of yellow. I think they could have just pulled off being yellow, but still a cool looking Disney soda. Speaking of Disney sodas, we have Hercules, and this is a great Funko soda. This is how Funko Soda commons and chases should be. It's a completely different mold. It's young Hercules when he's born. You have a cool little platform to go along with it so that maybe when you go and buy the Hercules sodas, you can't really tell the difference as terms to weight between the common and the chase. And it looks awesome. I mean, I think Funko seriously needs to consider doing a lot more Funko sodas like this, where it's a cool common, but also to get that chase, and you would really want to get multiples like this. And being a piece count like 12,000 pieces, that's perfect. This is a great Funko soda. And then we have Stitch, which this isn't entirely too bad. We have, I believe, already seen, I think we have seen a couple of Stitch sodas already, like the Holiday Stitch, and those ones were all right, but I think this is the best one out of the Stitch sodas. We have regular Stitch, and then it's Hula Stitch. So it is a different posing, but it's also a popular different version of Stitch, especially when the Funko Pops are out. A lot of people liked Hula Stitch. So it's cool that they did that for the common and the chase. Two solid sodas announced on the same day. And then we have Alien X from Ben 10, and I don't understand what's going on with the common and the chase, not only because it's been a long time since I've seen Ben 10, but because the fact that the character is all black, you can't really see the outline of what is going on with his hand. Obviously, his fist out is for the common, but I can't tell if his hand is much lower and his fist is still clenched for the chase, or maybe he's holding a weapon in his hand. You can't really tell what it is because it's all black. The only thing that really pops out is the green eyes and especially the white speckles on the figure itself. But nonetheless, people are excited because it's more steps closer to either more Ben 10 sodas or getting more Ben 10 Funko Pops. Then we have the 3-liter Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas, and this was a little bit unnecessary. I felt with Oogie Boogie, you should have either just done the regular 4-inch soda or the regular size soda and not make this, or you should have skipped out on that and make the 3-liter soda. Then we have Isabella Madrigal from Encanto, and this is all right. I mean, nothing really going on too much. It's just a slight mold change with the arm where she's holding the cactus, and it's been so long since I've seen Encanto, I actually barely even remember who this character is. And I know this isn't the main girl character. Then we got the TMNT Funko Sodas, and these are all right. I do like the designs as terms to the movies, but I think they could have done something better than the glow in the dark chase. I'm pretty sure they probably did that because of the fact that that's how the original TMNT sodas were, where all of them were glow in the dark chases. But I felt like they could have done something different with those sodas, and especially with the metallic chases for April O'Neil and Superfly, which a little bit of botching on Funko's part because they're advertising Superfly with the Donatello can, and the fact that it's no piece count. That bothers me a little bit also. And then the Bebop soda, this does look pretty cool. I like the movie accuracy of Bebop here. Then we have Space Ghost, and this is pretty decent. The common is cool. You got a little bit of a soda and buddy combo there, which is pretty sweet. And then with the chase, you have the translucent version that's blue. This looks cool in terms of the glam shot, but after seeing how the Chili Willy looks in person, I kind of have a feeling of what that's going to look like. But if it does pull off like this, then it's a much better translucent chase than the Chili Willy. Then we got Gur from Invader Zim, and this is not too bad. I mean, it's a slight change, but I feel like there is a definite significance to where people do like both the common and the chase. And then last but not least, we have ourselves the Funko Soda 6-pack for Peter Pan, and this was a bit of a surprise considering we weren't sure if 6-packs were ever being made again after the Scooby-Doo and the Blacklight TMNT one, since it has been such a large gap between the Scooby-Doo and this set right here. And this is a pretty decent set to make as a 6-pack, and hopefully we do see more 6-packs coming down the pipeline. The chases are all right for the most part. I'm not sure exactly why the alligator is glow in the dark. The shadow one makes sense, especially because, like I keep mentioning, we have seen the Funko Pop actually 2-pack for this where it was Peter Pan and then Shadow version. But I feel like there's one Funko Soda here that is clearly, if you were to talk about what the best soda is out of the 6-pack, it's easily Tinkerbell. You got a regular version as the common. It's exactly what you want. And then the chase is a different color, it's a different molding, and it's a specification change. So I really do enjoy how much effort they put in the chase for that compared to just adding specifications or tiny objects in their hands like the other 5 Funko Soda figures.
So starting off, we have the Agent Venom, and this is okay. I like the idea of the anti-Venom chase. I feel like that's the way they have to go with something like this. But besides that, I don't know. This one doesn't do much for me. I've definitely liked other versions of Venom and Carnage better in the past. Then we have the beach versions of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, and these are okay. I really enjoy the chase version of Mickey. I just love that colorway, but there's something about the common that just looks a little bit off. I think maybe if they would have went with the like pale, like peach color skin for Mickey Mouse, I think that would have been better, like you see on the can, rather than the white. There's just something with this figure that makes it look a little bit weird. And then, yeah, I don't really know why they went with this colorway for the Blacklight for Minnie Mouse. That doesn't really make sense to me to go with the orange. Just keep it yellow. I probably would have made the bow in her on top of her head purple as well to keep that kind of the same, just a different shade like the blacklight purple that you see with the shovel that's inside of the bucket. But besides that, I don't know, they are pretty cool sodas. And then we have Hercules. This is great. I mean, this is so good. DK summed it up very, very well, where you have a common that makes a lot of sense, and then the chase is a completely different mold, and it's amazing. I mean, this is just really, really great. Then we have Stitch, and I'm not surprised that we're seeing like a common Stitch like this and then Hula Stitch, though there's other versions of Stitch that I would have way rather have seen, like the Elvis Stitch. I think that's awesome. Next, we have Alien X from Ben 10, and this is pretty cool. I don't think the common and the chase are different enough to make this really good, but it is cool that we are getting Ben 10 stuff. I don't know why Funko hasn't put out a bunch of it because people clearly want it. Then we have the 3-liter soda for Oogie Boogie, and this is the second case of we already have this as a normal Funko soda. Why are we seeing it in 3-liter form? Again, I think it makes sense. It is a larger character, but I don't know. It's not even that good. I kind of feel like the regular one was better than this. And then we have Isabella, and this is okay. The chase makes sense, but I feel like there should have been a bit more to it than just that. It feels a little bit lackluster. Next, we have the Mutant Mayhem sodas, and these are pretty cool. I'm really excited for the movie, and I'll probably end up getting one of each of these sodas. I don't really care too much for any of these chases, really, but I do think having these sodas in my collection makes sense, considering I do collect a lot of TMNT stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I think I'll probably end up loving this movie. And these sodas look pretty cool. They are a weird stylization for the turtles, but it matches the movie perfectly. So I think that that is good. And then, of course, there's Bebop, and this one's weird. He's very off center. Yeah, like his nose is super lopsided. So are like the glasses, but that makes sense for a character like Bebop. So again, it just makes me more interested to actually see this character in the movie. And then next up, we have Space Ghost. I think this is a pretty awesome soda. I like the common. I think that that's really cool. You get the pop and buddy, or like soda and buddy aspect to it. And then the chase makes a lot of sense as well. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. And then we have Gurr from Invader Zim, and this is wicked. I really enjoy this. I think the common makes a lot of sense. Just have your normal Gurr. It does look a little bit weird considering you don't have the dots in the eyes, and it's also an interesting way that we're seeing eyes on a soda, considering we are so used to those small little ovals. But this is cool. I think they did it well. And then the chase, that makes a lot of sense as well, where he has the hood off, and you can see like the robot version of him under there. So that's really cool. I'll probably end up getting at least one of this can, but I would like to get the common as well as the chase. And then lastly, we have the newest soda 6-pack, and I think this is great. The characters that are picked for Peter Pan are perfect. I couldn't really think of better characters. Maybe leave out the crocodile and maybe add like one of the Lost Boys or whatever they're called. I think that that would have been cool. But besides that, I think these 6 characters make a lot of sense, and each of the commons and chases are fairly good for most of them. Definitely the Tinkerbell has to be the best. You have normal Tinkerbell, which looks good. I like the hands to the side pose. And then the chase is awesome. The red is awesome, so you can really tell that she's angry. Hopefully the glow is good on it, but besides that, it's really, really awesome. I also do enjoy the Peter Pan chase. That makes a lot of sense. But the other chases aren't quite as good. I mean, glow in the dark for the crocodile. They probably could have decided to do something else with that. Wendy, glitter, or whatever it is, that's not really the best. And then just having different things in the hands of Captain Crook as well as Smee. I think that that's not the greatest, but we've seen worse sodas, and this is a really solid 6-pack bag so far.
All right, so now we're going to move over to the top 5 list, where we do a top 5 list of our favorite sodas from this quarter, that being quarter 2 of 2023. So starting off with my number 5, and that is the Spider-Punk from the Across the Spiderverse set. I do enjoy the way that this looks. It is an unmasked chase, though, which is a little bit lackluster, but probably does make sense for the movie, though. And the fact that it is a no piece count Funko soda drives this right to the bottom, but it is a Funko soda that I am most likely actually going to get, which is why it is number 5 on my list. Then coming in at number 4 is Gabriel Iglesias. I know MD had some little bit harsh things to say about the Gabriel Iglesias, but to me, I do like the stylization of the soda for Gabriel Iglesias much better than the pop. I do like the idea between the common and the chase. It's better for the common and the chase than most of the sodas that were talked about in today's podcast. Coming in at number 3 is the previews exclusive The Last Ronin. I really enjoy the way that that chase looks, where it's almost like a comic book sketching. That idea is pretty cool. And then you have a regular one, which obviously is the one that you're probably going to want to get. But for those hardcore fans, that's a chase that I definitely think you should go after, because that one's probably going to be very pricey in the near future. Then coming in at number 2 is the Tinkerbell as a part of the Peter Pan set. This is cool. I didn't want to include all 6 of these sodas in one spot, considering that pretty much the only way you can get them is all together. So I thought obviously the best one out of that was Tinkerbell. It's a completely different mold. It is a different colorway, and you have a specification. So there's lots going on. And the number 1 Funko soda that I have on my list is gotta be Hercules. I mean, there's a lot that we already mentioned about this, but everything is just so awesome. Plus, it is just a regular piece count soda. So that also is the icing on top of the cake, where you know your chase is going to be worth a decent amount of money if you pull it.
Coming in at number 5 on my list, I have the last Ronin. The common looks awesome. I think it's really, really cool. And then with the chase, normally I don't like just a color swap, but in this instance, it makes a lot of sense to have that black and white comic book stylization for it. And yeah, I'm going to be trying to get both the common and the chase, so it had to make it on the list. Coming in at number 4 on my list, I have the Tinkerbell from the 6-pack sodas. Like DK said, I mean, you have a different pose, a whole different color, as well as a specification with glow in the dark. This is really good. They could have easily gone with a bad chase for Tinkerbell because we've seen some bad Tinkerbell chases before when it comes to pops. But with this, I think they nailed it. And I think I want to end up getting this 6-pack soda, considering I do own the other 2 6-pack sodas that have previously been released. So I think it would be real awesome if I bought one of those and Tinkerbell was the chase in that pack. Coming in at number 3, I have Gurr from Invader Zim. This is wicked. We don't get enough Invader Zim stuff when it comes to Funko, and I don't think we've seen any sodas, so it's really cool to see this. I think that the common looks pretty decent, and it's a different way to do the eyes for a Funko soda, and I think that they nailed it very, very well. And then the chase, they could have easily just made it glow in the dark, but they went ahead and took the hood off so you can see Gurr actually inside of that costume, and that is perfect. I think this is going to sell very, very, very well. Coming in at number 2 on my list, I have Bruno. I know we're not supposed to talk about him, but I think this is a very, very solid soda. The common looks pretty good. I really like the way that it's been molded. And then the chase is wicked as well. I really want to get that chase version. You have just a little bit of glow in the dark with it with the eyes, but it makes sense for that character. And I think that that's great. And then you also have a molding change where he is holding the pet rat. That's really wicked. And I enjoy both the common and the chase on this soda. And then lastly, coming in at number 1, no surprise, it is the Hercules. This is a great soda. Definitely going to be buying a few of these. Maybe if I can find a whole case, that might be the way that I do it, and maybe give DK one of the commons. But yeah, that chase is awesome with baby Hercules. That is just wicked. I love how they put it on that like podium so that it's not light, and that's just so smart. I really hope that they kind of keep this formula down when they think of doing completely different versions of a character that might be a different weight. Like they might have to add something to it just so that it's a lot closer, because you know how people be at the store, they're picking them up, they're shaking them around, they're trying to find that chase, because I don't blame them, because it's wicked.
Anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of this edition of a Funko Popcast. If you enjoyed our All Sodas edition of a Funko Popcast, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you guys on another video and podcast here on the channel. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Peace in, peace out.